I'd like to give all glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Akakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles that have taught this truth and continue to teach this truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect. This lesson is going to be titled, Take Not Vengeance with Thy Own Hand. And I've queued up an example here in 1 Samuel 25:2. We're going to close out with a few precepts, and then that will conclude this quick lesson. And there was a man in Moab whose possessions were in Carmel, and the man was very great, and he had 3,000 sheep and 1,000 goats, and he was shearing his sheep in Carmel. Now the name of the man was Nabal, or Nabal, and the name of his wife was Abigail. And she was a woman of good understanding and of a beautiful countenance. But the man was churlish and evil in his doings, and he was of the house of Caleb. Let's go into that word, churlish, okay? And I strongly encourage you to always look up your words. Always piece your words apart, break them down, and get a root understanding of what it is, that word means, okay? And so we're going to go into the Hebrew, okay? And we're going to look up this word, churlish, okay? So in the Hebrew, churlish would be kasa, okay?
Strong's H, 7186. Kasher. Kasher. The second entry, kasha. Kasha.
Okay, and so some definitions that are lined up for this word churlish, and in the Hebrew, kashe or kasha, hard, cruel, severe, obstinate, hard, difficult, severe, fierce, intense, vehement, stubborn, stiff of neck, stiff-necked, rigorous. Okay? So let's get back to that. Let's go back to verse 3. Now the name of the man was Nabal, and the name of his wife was Abigail. And she was a woman of good understanding and of a beautiful countenance. But the man was churlish and evil in his doings, and he was of the house of Caleb. And David heard in the wilderness that Nabal did shear his sheep. And David sent out 10 young men. And David said unto the young men, Get you up to Carmel, and go to Nabal, and greet him in my name. And thus shall you say to him that liveth in prosperity, Shalom, or peace, be both to thee, and peace be both to thine house, and peace be unto all that thou hast. And now I have heard that thou hast shears. Now thy shepherds, which were with us, we hurt them not, neither was there aught missing unto them, all the while they were in Carmel. Ask thy young men, and they will show thee. Wherefore, let the young men find favor in thy eyes, for we come in a good day. Give, I pray thee, whatsoever cometh to thy hand unto thy servants and unto the son David. And when David's young men came, they spake to Nabal according to all the words in the name of David, and ceased. And Nabal answered David's servants and said, Who is David? And who is the son of Jesse? There be many servants nowadays that break away from every man from his master. Shall I then take my bread and my water and my flesh that I've killed for my shears, and give it unto men whom I know not whence they be? Now, Nabal was, Nabal was being cold-hearted, man. He was just basically saying, you know, he was aware of, everyone was aware that there was strife between him and Saul. And so, David and Saul. And so Nabal was making light of that and basically saying, who are you? And why do I have to give you anything? So let's continue. So David's young men turned their way and went again and came and told him all those things. Pardon me. Let's go back over that again. So David's young men turned their way and went again and came and told him all those sayings. And David said unto his men, gird you on every man his sword. And they girded on every man his sword. And David also girded on his sword. And there went up after David about 400 men, and 200 abode by the stuff. But one of the young men told Abigail, Nabal's wife, saying, behold, David sent messengers out to the wilderness. Pardon me, David sent messengers out of the wilderness to salute our master, and he railed on them. But the men were very good unto us, and they were not hurt, neither missed we anything, as long as we were conversant with them when we were in the fields. They were a wall unto us both by night and day. And the while we were with them keeping the sheep. Now therefore know and consider what thou wilt do, for evil is determined against our master and against all his household, for he is such a son of Belial that a man cannot speak to him. Okay? Let's go into that word, son of Belial. All right? It's a saying, basically saying he's wicked, But let's go into it real quick here. All right? Because over here, we look our words up and we break things down and we get to the root. So we're going to go into this Hebrew here, right? And so
Strong's H 1100. Belial. Belial.
worthlessness, worthless, good for nothing, unprofitable, base fellow, wicked, ruin, destruction. Okay? So let's go back to that. He is such a son of Belial. He's wicked. All right? And so, verse 17, now therefore know and consider what thou wilt do, for evil is determined against our master and against all his household, for he is such a son of Belial that a man cannot speak to him. Okay? And so Abigail intercedes. All right? So, verse 18, then Abigail made haste and took 200 loaves and 2 bottles of wine and 5 sheep ready dressed and 5 measures of parched corn and 100 clusters of raisins and 200 cakes of figs, and laid them on the asses. And she said unto her servants, go on before me. Behold, I come after you. But she told not her husband Nabal. And it was so, as she rode on the ass, that she came down by the covert of the hill, and behold, David and his men came down against her, and she met them. Now David had said, surely in vain have I kept all that this fellow hath in the wilderness, so that nothing was missed of all that pertained unto him. And he hath requited me evil for good? So and more also do our power unto the enemies of David? If I leave of all that pertain to him by the morning light any that piss against the wall. And so, in other words, what he was saying is that, they didn't just, while they were there, they were like a great protection onto them, and they didn't disturb nothing. Nobody came and disturbed them. They didn't take anything. And so he was upset that Nabal would greet him with evil for his good. And then basically he said in certain words that, that he was going to demonstrate a measure against all those that piss against the wall. In other words, he was getting ready to destroy all of his men. Okay? Moving on. And when Abigail saw David, she hasted and lighted off her ass and fell before David on her face and bowed herself to the ground and fell at his feet and said, Upon me, my Lord, upon me let this iniquity be, and let thy handmaiden, I pray thee, speak in thy audience, and hear the words of thy handmaiden. Let not my Lord, I pray thee, regard this man of Belial, this wicked man, even Nabal, for as his name is, so is he. Nabal is his name, and folly is with him. But I, thy handmaiden, saw not the young men of my Lord, whom thou didst send. Now therefore, may my Lord, as Yahweh liveth, and as thy soul liveth, seeing Yahweh have withholden thee from coming to shed blood, and from avenging thyself with thy own hand. Avenging thyself with thy own hand. We're going to say that one more time. Avenging thyself with thy own hand. Now let thy enemies and they that speak evil to my Lord be as Nabal. And now this blessing which thy handmaiden hath brought unto my Lord, let it even be given unto the young men that follow my Lord. I pray thee, forgive the trespass of thy handmaid, for Yahweh will certainly make my Lord a sure house, because my Lord fighteth the battles of Yahweh. And evil have not been found in thee all thy days. And so let me run that verse back one more time. I pray thee, forgive the trespass of thy handmaid, for Yahweh will certainly make my Lord a sure house, because my Lord fighteth the battles of Yahweh, and evil have not been found in thee all thy days. Okay, so we're going to skip down here. All right, we're going to go down to verse 31. All right, we're going to get to the point. Now, the point was already accentuated in verse 26, right? Avenge thyself with thy own hand. So let's go on down here to 31 and close this out, all right? That this shall be no grief unto thee, nor offense of heart unto my Lord, either that thou hast shed blood causelessly. Pardon me. Let's run that back. That this shall be no grief unto thee, nor offense of heart unto my Lord, even that thou hast shed blood causeless, or that my Lord hath avenged himself. But when Yahweh shall have dealt well with my Lord, then remember thy handmaid. And David said to Abigail, Blessed be Yahweh, power of Israel, which sent thee this day to meet me. And blessed be thy advice, and blessed be thou, which hast kept me this day from coming to shed blood, and from avenging myself with my own hand. Okay? So, let's get into a couple of precepts. Okay, let's get a couple of precepts here. All right. And so we are going to go to, we're going to go to Psalms 94 and 1. Okay. And so Psalms 94 and 1. O Yahweh power, to whom vengeance belongeth. O my power, or O our power, or O power, to whom vengeance belongeth, show thyself. Okay? Now this is David talking. All right, in the Psalms right here. All right, I'm going to read it again. All right. O Yahweh power, to whom vengeance belongeth. O my power, to whom vengeance belongeth. Show thyself. And so David is, and so we can hear very plainly that vengeance is we are not to take vengeance of our own hand. Okay? See, when we're in this truth, and when you believe in Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Akakwadash, you understand that it is Yahweh that will fight your battles. Okay? And we certainly don't take vengeance against our brother, ever. Okay? And I believe, I'm going to bring that precept out too. Let's get to this. Romans 12 and 9. All right, let's go to this last precept, because I don't want this lesson to get too drug out. All right, Romans 12 and 9. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves. Huh? Let's start that over. Maybe I didn't read it correctly. Romans 12 and 19. All right. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath, for it is written, vengeance is mine. Who is this talking? This is Yahweh talking. All right. Vengeance is mine. I will recompense. Pardon me. I will repay, saith Yahweh. All right. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath, for it is written, vengeance is mine. I will repay, saith Yahweh. Okay? That lays it down, point blank period, and to the point. Okay? So take not vengeance of thyself. All right? Especially not against your brother. Okay? You know? And so I hope this was inspiring and edifying. Shalom.